What's going on, guys? I have looks to be I think that's a 160 gigabyte, 7th gen 160. 160 or 120. The sticker on the back is making it a little difficult to see. Okay, so this thing is pretty beat up. I mean, this thing has definitely been opened before. See all the nice, glorious damage. There's definitely some LCD damage right here. Let's plug it in and see what we got. Oh yeah. Okay. Now, LCD first of all. Oh, the guy included a note. Let's see here. Okay, it just has just their name. I have so many of these. You know, I need them to differentiate them. I have an eBay store that sells services to do mods, upgrades, repairs, and such. And I always have the person include their eBay username and their full name, you know, just so I can differentiate and who's what. But this is a first for me. I've been doing this for 12, 13 years now, something like that. And this is a piece of sandpaper. This is the first time I've ever had a piece of sandpaper included. And the note says, "I added a piece of sandpaper if you need to smooth out any edges." It's an iPad, bro. It's not a block of wood. I mean, no. Okay, anywho, my fun for the night. Jeez. Okay. So let's take this bad boy apart and let's see what we got. This case is pretty well destroyed. It might be a nice guy, and even the front casing too, man. It just looked like they did a number on it trying to get into it. It might be a nice guy, and I have you know, just oodles and oodles of front cases, used front cases, and used rear cases. The guy might keep the rear case because he might be partial to this sticker. But maybe I'll message him and see if he wants me to replace these, you know, for free. This case is already toast. I mean, there's not really any finesse needed to get it apart. So, I mean, it's already... Oh, man, what did this guy do? Everything is so tight. Okay, well, just peering in there right now, the battery... Oops. Just peering in there, when I looked at it, the battery definitely needs to be replaced. It is absolutely swollen. Alrighty, yeah, that's... You can see that. Okay. What kind of hard drive is this? Okay, so this is a 7th gen 160 gigabyte. So let's remove this. Good. So pretty much this guy just said, yeah, this is my iPod. It's jacked up. I don't know what's wrong with it. He said the LCD and the battery need to be replaced, but I'm going to test everything. Okay, so let's pull this battery out because it'll need to be replaced anyway. Okay, so to remove the battery, I have a curved spudger. You've probably seen this if you watched any of my other videos. So it would be very tempting for a guy to just shove this down in here and just pry up on that. But there's adhesive all under here. And the aux cable that runs here to here and then over here, then up here, will actually have this adhesive and it'll be stuck to the back of the battery. So if you just shove this under here and pry up, you're gonna tear this hold cable. So what you wanna do is just, I know this is a very hard angle to see. I'm actually trying to watch through the camera and watch as I'm actually doing it at the same time. So I apologize if the angle kind of sucks. But you get your spudger up under here and just kind of start to pry it up. And the key is to get it up just enough. Keep applying just a little bit of pressure without completely taking it up. So now you can kind of see that there's that ribbon cable exposed right there. Sorry, I'm losing pressure. You just want to take your spudger and work it along the bottom there until you get the cable free away from the battery. Oops, sorry. Okay, so that's free. Now we can take the battery up. But again, you still don't want to just rip it off, so work it slowly. Because actually there it is right there. It's still stuck to just a little bit right there. Okay, so let's remove the LCD. So now we need to remove the hard drive. So we just flip up on this black cable there. There you go. And there are 6 screws. There, and the same on the other side. So I'm not gonna make you watch me take out screws, so I'm gonna fast forward this for you guys. Okay, all screws are out, and actually right away, this bezel's busted. I'll have to replace that as well. Yeah, this thing took a beating. All right, so let's pull off the front cover. So to do so, you can apply downward pressure on the click wheel with your thumbs while using your fingers to pull up simultaneously on the case like this. And that tab right there is pretty bent. I'll see if I can bend that back into place. Pull up on the LCD cable. Pull the LCD out. Keep the plate. Check the bad LCD. Man, this thing is just... Actually, we might be able to get away with that. It might be okay. No, I'm gonna replace that. So the 5th gen bezels are different from the 7th. I just have all mine just a mess. That looks like a match to me. Yeah, okay, so we'll swap that out real quick. Okay, so this one, 2 screws, one there, one there. And you use your thumbs, apply pressure. Okay. Get rid of that. Stick it in the new one. Okay, now we'll put the LCD back on the plate, which it has a little lip right there, and then it just slides in like so. It has these tabs here. There's one by my thumb there, and then on each side. And they line up with these screw holes here, 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 and here. And these tabs right here go right there and there. So it just slides in here like so. Okay. Almost looks like it has like a film over the top of it or something. No. The owner included the LCD, otherwise I would have used something else. This kind of looks crappy. But, you know, they said, can you do better on your repair price if I included the parts? And I said, yeah, sure, why not? But, you know, that any warranty on the parts is kind of out the window at that point. Okay. Need to see if I can bend that back into place, which actually I did. So we'll see if we can get this to fit. It's close. Buttons all feel good. Normally I don't do this, but I'm gonna throw all the screws back in so it's solid, it's all held together correctly. So I'll fast forward this as well. Actually 3 will be fine. This cable is just, I don't know, man, something's just weird about this thing. Let's see if I can get this back in here. It's like it's just not lining up. There it goes. Okay. So let's just plug it into power real quick. Let's plug it into power real quick and see if we have the screen we're looking for. It's still going to throw an error because there's no hard drive, but we should have a full functional screen. And we do. Okay. Cool. So let's put the rest of these screws back in. My camera's hard drive was full, and I just cut off me random. I'm not sure how much footage we lost or what, but where I left off was the LCD is now working in this. And the next thing we want to do is I want to see if we can get this this rear case in a little bit better shape. You can see that tab there is sticking out just a wee bit, as well as this one. There you go, right there. So let's see if we can bend these back into place a little bit. What I'm doing is I'm just bending these tabs back down just a little bit. Those are all good except for this top one right here. That one just does not want to cooperate. Actually, there we go. I think I got it. Okay. Let's see if I can straighten this out with my fingers. Damn. Okay, so now let's get the aux port put back in. Yeah. Now let's lift up the battery clip. Okay. Now we can put our hard drive back in. See what we got. Okay, Apple logo, everything's looking good. Let's see if she actually boots up and let's test the functionality. Okay, we are at a screen. Let's check out and see what we got here. Fellow metalhead, always good to see. All right, let me just pick something random here and let's see if our headphone jack works, as well as our buttons. Okay, well, headphone jack works, buttons work. The hold switch, on the other hand, though, is not working all of the time. I'm going to test this hard drive real quick with the onboard diagnostics, and we're going to see what happens with that. To do that, you press the center plus menu button until the iPad reboots like that. Then you press and hold left plus center until the screen goes white like that. And then you will get to this service diagnostic boot screen. You press menu for manual test, click on I/O, hard drive. It's kind of washed out. There we go. Hard drive. HD smart data, and we do not want to see any pending or reallocated sectors. That means the hard drive is losing spots where it can store data. So let's see what we got. Pending sectors 0, but reallocated sectors is 2200, and that's, I mean, reallocated is there's pending sectors is the big one. So I mean, there are no pending sectors, so that's fine. Okay, well, looks like we brought this one back. I'm not going to close it yet. I got to contact the customer still to talk to them about replacing their battery and the bezel. I mean, it's already put together. If they say, you know, no, I'm not going to pay for it, then I mean, it is what it is. I'll put back a different battery and the bezel, I mean, whatever. The bezel's no big deal. Okay, guys. So we have this iPod back fully working, and yes, I did put the battery back in. If you saw my little note while editing this, I'm actually obviously recording this after I started the editing process. I did put the battery back in here. A little stupid moment on my part, but yeah, everything's looking good. I did talk to the owner of this about, you know, replacing the battery and such, and he actually included a battery for me in the box as well. And I thought that was part of our deal. I thought he was going to include the LCD and the battery, but I didn't see the battery in there, so I was going to charge him for that, but he did assure me that it was in there, and it was, the iPod was in a fairly large box with a lot of newspaper for padding and such, and the battery got lost in the shuffle. I didn't see it, so I actually took out the battery that I had already put in here, and then put in the battery that the owner sent with. So everything is looking okay. I'm not going to charge him for the bezel. I mean, normally I charge like $10 for that. I'm not going to nickel and dime the guy. Also, I think if you guys remember this from the beginning, I mean, this edge here was way the heck out. Both of them were like they were just bent to all hell, and it's looking in pretty good shape. I'm actually pretty pleased with that, and I hope the owner will be too. So yeah, that's another one brought back to life. So thanks, guys. Everyone have a good night.